What's going on, guys? This is Chris. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be making sweet potato, salmon, and avocado. If you're on dialysis, I'm going to need you to skip the avocado, and also you're going to need to go through that process of boiling your sweet potato. If you're not on dialysis and you're not watching your potassium intake, you can skip the boiling the sweet potato part. So this is one of my favorite meals. I eat this meal a lot being off of dialysis. When I was on dialysis, I would eat it every once in a while. I would not have it with avocado, and I would definitely boil it twice. I got to stress that part because I keep on getting questions about the potassium intake and the phosphorus intake and the oxalates. I just want to warn you, you need to find out from your doctor what your restrictions are, and you need to stay well below it. I can tell you exactly what I ate that helped me, but I don't know what your restrictions are. So if you have any type of restrictions, I'm going to need you to find out from your doctor. Ask your doctor what's your recommended potassium intake, what's your recommended sodium intake, phosphorus intake. I need you to know all that. Always make sure that I cut it all the way in half from what they told me. But everybody's different. So before you ask me or before you ask how much of this, how much of that, everybody's different. I'm going to need you to know yours. That's why we have to be our own chef, so we know exactly how much we're getting in as far as sodium, potassium, oxalates, phosphorus, whatever it is. So make sure that we go through these steps depending on where you're at. But it's crucial that we chop up all these veggies that I'm chopping up. All right, y'all, you ready? Let's get it. All right, y'all, we're going to be starting off with our sweet potato. We're going to peel the skin off. And then I just want to make you aware that we're going to be boiling our sweet potato for 15 minutes, and then we're going to drain it. We're going to do this twice. This is so we could let out as much potassium as possible. I read that you get 50 to 60% of the potassium out by doing this. So anybody that's on dialysis, or even if you have to watch your potassium intake, this is crucial. And also, I want you to cut your sweet potato in half, and I want you to eat half of your sweet potato if you're also worried about your potassium intake. And then we're going to fill our pot up with water, and we're going to let that boil for about 15 minutes. And like I said, we're going to drain it and repeat the process twice. All right, and then we're going to put our sweet potatoes in the air fryer for 400 degrees for 20 minutes. All right, so while that's in the air fryer, we're going to come over to our cutting board, and we're going to cut our green onions, red bell pepper, thyme, and we're also going to have some garlic. And if you have been watching my previous videos, then you know that I am big on red bell pepper, garlic, green onions, mushrooms, cilantro, all these veggies and herbs. I'm big on making sure that we get them in with every meal that I eat. So I treat it something like a stir fry. And then after we cut our veggies, we're going to come over here so we can grab our salmon. And this is going to be wild caught salmon. You don't want to get the farm raised salmon. I've heard things like they feed their salmon dog food, pellets, and I would like my salmon, to be fish in the wild. So that's why we need to get wild caught salmon. And then we're going to rub some extra virgin olive oil on top. You can also use avocado oil, but that's only if you're not on dialysis and dealing with potassium issues. Then you're going to add some chili powder. We're going to add some pepper. If you add salt, a pinch of salt, please. And then we're going to add our garlic over to our salmon. Then we're going to add our green onions. And then we're going to add our thyme. And then our red bell pepper. Make sure you preheat your air fryer for 400 degrees. Oh my God, it looks delicious. Okay, so you're going to put your salmon in there for 400 degrees again. I usually put it in there for either 12 or 14 minutes. I'm putting it in there for 14 minutes today. And while that cooks in the air fryer, we're going to get our sweet potatoes and we're going to mash it all up. And this is optional, but you can put some butter on your sweet potatoes. I like to put butter, and I'm also going to be putting some 100% maple syrup on there. All right, so our salmon is ready, and that looks really good. Like I said, you got everything on there that you need. It's like a salmon stir fry. And I'm also going to be adding an avocado. Hear me out. If you are worried about your potassium intake, skip this part. If you're on dialysis, skip this part. Don't eat an avocado and a sweet potato at the same time, being that those are two foods that are high in potassium. All right, y'all, we're almost done. You're going to get your 100% maple syrup, and I'm going to drizzle a bit on my salmon and on my sweet potato. All right, now, I hope y'all enjoy. So this was a big test. My son really never eats my food, but
He
I had
likes
him
it.
taste my
Yeah, I
salmon
know it's official.
just to get his approval, and he said it was great. So
How was
you
it?
know it's good. All right,
Good?
y'all. Hope you like it.
Perfect.
So that's how I make my salmon and sweet potato and avocado. As you can see, I have put 100% maple syrup on there. I am high on 100% maple syrup and raw honey. So if you don't put no 100% maple syrup, you can also sub it for some honey. And like I said, find out your restrictions. Potassium, phosphorus, sodium, is it 1,000 milligrams? Is it 2,000 milligrams? And what I would do, I would cut that in half. So if it's 1,000 milligrams, I'm going to be at 500 milligrams just so I can be on the safe side. And I just want to throw out there again, I'm not a doctor or I'm not a licensed physician, and to consult your doctor before listening to any advice from me. I appreciate all of the support that I've been getting, all the love. I really, really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Also, I'm trying to get back to all the comments, so please bear with me getting this shit together. And I ain't going to stop putting out meals that help me, spreading out as much information that I feel help me in order to help you. I want you to stay focused. I want you to know that there's hope. But we have to do what we have to do, and you can't forget that. So I want to give y'all the formula that I use in hopes to help you out. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the alert button so you can stay updated on all my videos that I'm dropping. I'm going to be dropping videos every week. I'm going to be making sure that I stay connected with y'all however I can. All right, y'all. Let's keep applying that pressure. Let's get it.